Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and friends. Picture this. You're sitting at your desk, staring at a mountain of tasks that seem to multiply by the minute. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and that familiar feeling of dread creeps in. Yes, I'm talking about job stress, that sneaky little monster that likes to rear its head when we least expect it. But fear not, my friends, for today, we're going to tackle this beast head-on. We're going to arm ourselves with the tools and strategies needed to conquer job stress once and for all. Because let's face it, we've all been there, feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and on the brink of burnout. But here's the thing, job stress doesn't have to control us. We have the power within us to rise above it, to thrive in the face of adversity, and to come out on top stronger than ever before. And that's exactly what we're going to do together. So, grab your metaphorical swords and shields, because we're about to embark on a journey to slay the dragon known as job stress. With a little bit of courage, a sprinkle of determination, and a whole lot of support, I have no doubt that we'll emerge victorious. Alright, let's dive into this motivational speech about overcoming job stress. I'll break it down into simpler terms so it's easy to follow along. Here we go. Hey there everyone, I want to talk to you about something that affects many of us, job stress. Now, I know it can feel overwhelming at times, but I'm here to tell you that you have the power to overcome it. Yes, you heard me right. You have the strength within you to tackle those stressors head on and come out on top. First things first, let's acknowledge that job stress is a real thing. It's not just in your head. The pressure to perform, meet deadlines, and deal with difficult coworkers or bosses can really take a toll on your mental well-being. But guess what? You're not alone. We've all been there at some point or another. So, how do we beat this thing called job stress? Well, it starts with a little thing called mindset. You see, the way we perceive stress can actually make a huge difference in how we experience it. Instead of seeing it as this insurmountable obstacle, try reframing it as a challenge, something you can tackle and overcome. Next up, let's talk about boundaries. Setting boundaries is crucial when it comes to managing job stress. Learn to say no when you're feeling overwhelmed. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your mental health and well-being. Your job is important, but so are you. Now, let's not forget about self-care. I cannot stress this enough. Taking care of yourself is absolutely essential, especially when you're dealing with job stress. Make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's going for a walk, practicing yoga, or simply curling up with a good book. And don't skimp on sleep. A well-rested mind is better equipped to handle whatever challenges come its way. Another thing to keep in mind is perspective. When you're in the thick of it, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. But try to zoom out for a moment and ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? 5 years from now? Chances are, the answer is no. So, take a deep breath and remind yourself that this too shall pass. Now, let's talk about communication. Don't be afraid to reach out for support when you need it. Whether it's talking to a trusted coworker, a friend, or a professional, expressing your feelings can be incredibly cathartic. And who knows, you might even discover that others are going through similar struggles. Last but certainly not least, remember to celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Did you meet a deadline despite feeling overwhelmed? Celebrate it. Did you muster up the courage to speak up in a meeting? That's worth celebrating too. By acknowledging your achievements, you're reinforcing positive behavior and building resilience for the future. In conclusion, overcoming job stress is no easy feat, but it is possible. By shifting your mindset, setting boundaries, practicing self-care, maintaining perspective, fostering communication, and celebrating your victories, you can conquer even the toughest of challenges. So, go forth with confidence, knowing that you have the power to thrive in the face of adversity. Remember, you've got this. Certainly, let's continue with more insights on overcoming job stress. Now, let's delve a bit deeper into each of these strategies. Mindset is key. Think of it like this. Imagine you're facing a mountain of work. You could look at it and think, there's no way I can climb that. Or, you could say to yourself, alright, this is a challenge, but I'm up for it. See the difference? By adopting a can-do attitude, you're already halfway there. Boundaries are your best friend. Picture this. You're juggling multiple tasks, and your boss asks you to take on another project. You're tempted to say yes, but you know it'll only add to your stress. So, you muster up the courage to politely decline. Congratulations, you've just set a boundary. And trust me, your mental health will thank you for it. Self-care is non-negotiable. Close your eyes and envision this. It's been a long day at work, and all you want to do is crash on the couch and binge watch your favorite TV show. Go ahead, give yourself permission to unwind and recharge. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Perspective is everything. Picture yourself zooming out from your current situation. Suddenly, those looming deadlines and office politics don't seem so daunting. By taking a step back and gaining some perspective, you're better equipped to tackle whatever comes your way. Communication is key. Imagine this scenario. You're feeling overwhelmed, but you're hesitant to speak up because you don't want to appear weak. Stop right there. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. So, don't be afraid to reach out to your colleagues or manager for support when you need it. Celebrating victories, big or small, is essential. Picture this. You've just aced a presentation that you were nervous about. Instead of brushing it off as no big deal, take a moment to pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. By acknowledging your accomplishments, you're reinforcing positive behavior and boosting your confidence for future challenges. Now, I want to leave you with one final thought. Overcoming job stress is not a one-time thing, it's an ongoing journey. There will be ups and downs along the way, but remember, you have the power to navigate through it all. So, keep these strategies in your back pocket, and whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, remind yourself that you are resilient, you are capable, and you've got this. Together, we can conquer job stress and create a healthier, happier work environment for everyone. Keep shining bright. Absolutely. Let's delve deeper into each of those points with some additional information in simpler terms. Mindset is like the lens through which you see the world. If you look at stress like an impossible mountain to climb, it's going to feel that way. But if you think of it as a puzzle you can solve, suddenly it doesn't seem so daunting. Boundaries are like invisible lines you draw to protect yourself. Just like you wouldn't let a stranger walk into your house uninvited, you shouldn't let work invade your personal space. Saying no sometimes doesn't mean you're weak. It means you value your time and well-being. Self-care is like giving yourself a big warm hug. It's about doing things that make you feel good, inside and out. Whether it's eating nourishing food, getting some fresh air, or simply taking a few deep breaths, self-care is like putting on your own oxygen mask before helping others. Perspective is like zooming out on Google Maps. When you're stuck in traffic, it feels like the end of the world. But if you zoom out and see the bigger picture, you realize it's just a tiny blip on the radar. The same goes for job stress. Zoom out and realize that in the grand scheme of things, it's just a bump in the road. Communication is like passing notes in class. Keeping your feelings bottled up inside is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. Eventually, it's going to pop back up. Talking to someone you trust can help release some of that pressure and make you feel lighter. Celebrating victories is like throwing yourself a mini party. Even the smallest wins deserve recognition. Did you manage to hit snooze only once this morning instead of 5 times? That's cause for celebration. By patting yourself on the back for a job well done, you're reinforcing positive behavior and building confidence for the future. So, there you have it, a breakdown of how to overcome job stress in simpler terms. Remember, it's all about mindset, boundaries, self-care, perspective, communication, and celebrating victories. Keep these tools in your toolbox, and you'll be well equipped to tackle whatever challenges come your way.